So I asked around on my Facebook page for any requests of things that people wanted to see, and one of my main requests was if I could show people how to do the thing that I do with the pencil through my nose. I'll put a picture here somewhere, hopefully around this area. That thing. And I thought it would be a fun, easy, quick one for people to do because it basically requires nothing. It's just paint and latex and a pencil. So that's what I did. However, in the video my hair is still wet. I filmed it, I did film another intro for this, but I lost it because I'm an idiot. So this is the intro for my pencil through nose special effects thingy. But yeah, my hair is wet because I just got out of the shower, so don't judge me. Or if you're gonna judge me, at least judge me not so profusely because I'm, you know, showers are important. Okay, so essentially the first thing you need to do is get a pencil that should already by this point be snapped in half, like so. However, important point, when you snap it off, snap it in half or whatever, you need to take a chunk out of the middle. If you don't, you're going to have a really long pencil in your face and it's not going to look like it's an actual pencil because it's going to be too big. So I just snapped it in half, and mine like had shards and stuff in it, so I filed it down with a nail file to make it all as smooth as I could get a snapped pencil, which let me tell you is not very smooth. If you're wondering why I'm looking up there, it's because that's where my mirror is, and I have no other mirror anywhere to use, so I'm using that one. And the crying, I don't know if you can hear it, is my sister crying downstairs. She's tiny and she's adorable. So, also another random important point though, make sure it's sharp. Like, I don't know if you can see this. No, probably not. You need to make sure it's like got a point, because if it hasn't got a point, it's not going to go through your face. Let's just be logical about this, okay? Make sure the thing you're whatever. It's all for looks, so you know. And probably a good idea to tie your hair out of your face, but I don't make good decisions. So we're going to keep it like this for now. Essentially then, you just want to like, this is going to be so gross and you're going to hate yourself for it, but you legitimately do need to stick this thing up your nose. You know, just jam it up there, as you do. And then find a point in which is kind of flat on your face to line it up with, if you see what I'm saying. Well, let's see if I've done that. White eyeliner pencil will be your best friend. Trust me. Just like draw a line. So you have a sexy white line on your face, and then draw one down there too. You can use like eyeshadow and stuff for this, or water-based paint, grease paint, anything that you so desire. I'm using like my Mehron Bruise wheel. I love this thing. It's basically life to me. So, I don't know if you've ever seen anyone that actually holds a pencil through their face, but there would be some irritation. So, find a sponge of some description. This one is the one that I use. Like, you can't see it very well. However, I ripped the end off, like, I picked pieces out of the end with tweezers and stuff to give it a bumpy texture, because bruises would not be flat and square and lovely. No, no. Oh god, no. So I'm just, like, using the red colour and whatever. A good idea is to, like, dab it on your hand first to get most of the product off, because if you don't, it's going to look too, like, dark. And then just go ham and just dab your face with it. All around where you made the line. Like, it doesn't matter if you lose the line or whatever, but just like as natural as you can get it to look. As much as I know it's not going to be natural, but you know, point still stands. Kind of like drag it down your face until you look like this, basically, is the best advice that I can give you. And down here too. Pro tip though, which I've just reminded myself of, if you have a septum ring, it's a good idea to take it out. Now you have demetalled your nostrils, or whatever you have in your face. Just like get yourself all gross and shove some paint up your nostril, basically. Sweet. So now you're looking hella sexy and all that jazz. Okay. The brown colour, e.g. like this one here, this was the red one that I was using. Use it sparsely though, don't use loads of it, because if you do it's gonna look ridiculous and it's gonna fucking suck, and it's just not what you need in your life. And then like build it up, I guess. Ooh. Sexy, 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 sexy. I feel so sexy right now. once you have sufficiently darkened up your face with some paints or what, eyeshadow works too, but just don't, make sure it's a matte eyeshadow, not a shimmery eyeshadow. Paint all over my fingers already and I've been doing this for like 20 minutes. Matte eyeshadow. Don't use shimmery eyeshadow. Like, no, bruises aren't shiny, people. Bruises are not shiny. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, so then. Like, okay, this is the weirdest trick ever, but when I first did this, I could not figure out how to get this thing to stick to my face. So, I guess you could call this cheating. It's kind of cheating, but if you get some cotton wool, like, everything is out of focus right now, I know this, but if you get some cotton wool and, like, get a bit of it, and, like, tear it up into, like, a really thin strand, like so, like, you want it to be super thin. And then take the back of the pencil and a cotton bud with some latex on it. And then, like, okay, so if you're using a pencil like I'm using, it should have flat sides. This is just one that I found that I decided I didn't need anymore. Whatever. Okay, so coat the back of it in latex, like one of the, and then stick your cotton wool to it, because latex adheres to cotton wool better than it adheres to skin and wood alone. So if you can't figure out how to stick this thing to your face, here's my way of doing it. However, you can use like spirit gum. You could probably use eyelash glue if it was a strong enough hold. Just for the love of everything that's fucking holy in the world, do not be stupid. Do not use like super glue or fucking nail glue. Don't do it. Don't do it, because fun fact, my best friend once stuck nearly his tongue to the roof of his mouth with nail glue. Random anecdote of my life. You need to let that like set. You need to let it chill. You need to let it dry, because if it's not dry, it's not going to do shit, and then we're going to have a problem. Okay. Take another little bit of cotton wool. Like, cotton wool, latex, probably the best thing in the world. And mark out where this thing is going on your face, so you should still be able to see the line, because I can still see my line. And where that is, like, you get your white-handed pencil, which I have some bizarre reason. Put the lid back on and put another line on your nose. I know you can't see that very well, and trust me, it's going to aid you in this process, because shit isn't easy. I just clawed my face off with some cotton wool. I'm a professional, she says. I know what I'm doing, she says. Clearly not. Once you have that sufficiently adhered to your face, coat it in another layer of latex, because if you try and paint over cotton wool, you're not going to have a good time. I'm just saying. Just thought I'd like that out. Important side note though, latex and eyes. Don't do it. It stings. And a few days ago I coated the front of my eyeball in latex. And that was not fun. It hurt and sucked. And having your eye cleaned with a medical grade eye cleaner also sucks. So I do not recommend it. I cannot ever recommend that you do that. You want to get a pair of tweezers. Tweezers are a lifesaver. And push that down. I know that sounds ridiculous. It doesn't matter if the paint comes off or whatever, it's just a guideline. Push it down and kind of make a pocket. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but if you watch the tweezers go behind it and just pull it forward a little bit. Just so the pencil sticks in there. Going back to the pencil that you have stuck cotton wool onto sufficiently, coat the cotton wool on the pencil in latex. So, once you've got a soggy pencil with latex all over it, take it and jam it to your face. It should sit on top of the, like, I'm going to call it a shelf. It should sit on the latex shelf that you made on the bridge of your nose. The only problem being that you do have to hold it down for an extended amount of time, because latex doesn't dry as fast as like spirit gum does or 3rd degree. Nose and scar wax and stuff, it's fine, but if you're using latex like I am, you have to hold it, because trust me, it will fall. So now you want to try and cover the bottom of it up. I use like toilet paper. Yeah, we're classy here, but rip it in half so it's like one ply. Otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. people are going to be able to tell, and that's just not what you need. And then rip it up into little pieces. And then, really carefully, because the first time I did this, I knocked the pencil off my face. And take it and then cover that up. The thing with using tissue paper though is, latex, if you rip it, the bits that aren't stuck will come off. Which is kind of what we're going for here. So rip the excess bits off, not under your face. And do another layer. I always do like 3 layers to make sure that that shit is stuck to my face under every circumstance. And now you're looking extra sexy. If you can't get it off with your fingers and it's in a stupid place, like I put it, get a pair of tweezers and just rip it. And it'll come off and we'll be fine. And my neighbours are looking at me right now like, oh, what the fuck do you think you're doing? If they're not there, they should be used to it by now. So that's a them problem, not a me problem. And we feel sexy about it because we have a pencil stuck to our forehead. So by this point, when the latex is dry, you should sufficiently have half a piece of stationery stuck to the bridge of your nose, which is what we were trying to achieve, so it's fine, and then you can shake your head and stuff and it doesn't move. Sexy. As you can see though, this is bright white, because the latex is dried, it is bright white, and I don't know if anyone has ever told you this before, however, if you put your normal foundation colour over bright white, it will come up orange, so the point to avoid that, one could say, is to use brown. You just want like the tiniest bit of brown, water-based, like body paint, face paint. Make sure it's like, not brown, like you just wash it with brown basically, and it's gonna come up so yellow on this camera. I don't know why it does, but I can confirm it is in fact brown, not. So wash it with brown, kind of vaguely, in a vague fashion. The trick to do this, however, is to put some on and then get some water in your finger because it's water-based paint and then rub it in, I guess. I know that sounds a little strange to some people, but trust me. Trust me on this one, guys. Trust me. It's kind of like, you know, alcohol paints. If you put more alcohol in it, it's, yeah, you know what. You know what. We got this. And then get some of your normal foundation. This isn't my normal foundation. I know I'm contradicting myself, but I can't find my normal foundation, so I have this one, which is the only one I can find that actually like genuinely matches my skin colour in a shop of some description. So yeah, get some of that on your hand. And then dab it on with your finger, kind of. This is just how I do it, and then I blend it in with a sponge. If you go over the paint that you've already put on, it's fine, because you can put more on anyway. And now you're looking extra sexy. I use a cosmetic sponge, like I use a freaking beauty blender to put my face makeup on, but let's not be covering our beauty blenders in face paint, guys. Let's not be doing it. Like so. And it does look kind of bright on this camera. It is a little bit lighter in your skin tone, but your skin tone was not light in the first place. So it's fine. And then going back to what I was doing before, however, I don't know if you can see, if you try and get down the side of that with a sponge, it's not going to work. So, cotton buds. Cotton buds are great for this kind of shit. So get a cotton bud and the colour that you used, which happened to be the red from a Bruise wheel, and your cotton bud, and it's going to look all sexy, and then just take it down the side of it. Like, it's best to hold it and then like dab it down. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about here, but I guess you slip and shove the cotton bud up the side of the pencil and deattach the latex, because yes, I'm speaking from past experience, I have done that. And just an important side note, doesn't matter if you get it on the pencil, it's gone through your face, like, come on now, it's not gonna be pretty. Tap it out with your finger if you have to, it's just what I do. You could use the sponge that you used earlier, but it's probably got some product on it, and that's just not what you need in your life. speaking of that sponge, take the sponge that you use, go back in with the brown colour around the edges, because it's not going to be perfect. It's a bruise. Well, it's not even bruise, it's like irritation. Just get it all over the shop, basically, and just, you know. Over this stuff as well, like, you need to take it over, like, the skin flap that you created, because, yeah, make it look all nice and gory. Just what you need in your life. Everyone needs some gore in their life. Public. I do apologise, my camera decided that it wanted to die right then. So essentially, all I did was took the brown colour and the red colour from this wheel and put it over here, and blended the edges of this out with the foundation sponge that you use so it looks a little bit more natural. The final step is to just get some blood, because everyone needs blood in their life. I just use a cotton bud because it's a lot easier. And kind of drench it in blood, if you see what I'm saying here. Just smack it everywhere. Shove the other half of the pencil up your nose, and there you go. Pencil through nose. This is the worst thing that anyone could ever do to me. It's that important to me.